Kiss Kiss in Ibiza. Nosotros continuamos nostra maratona Space, esta serata fantastica. Abbiamo avuto Miss Kitchen con noi, ma adesso abbiamo un altro artista. Ha finito appena il suo set. Lui è Jozif qui con noi a Radio Kiss Kiss. Welcome, Joseph. Thank you very much for being here on Radio Kiss Kiss.
Buonasera.
Buonasera, bravissimo. Non sapevo parlavi italiano. I didn't know you speak in Italian.
Poco.
Pochino, soltanto un pochito, quindi va bene. So, you want to do an Italian interview or you prefer in English? All of it in Italian. All right, let's start. This is you've been playing at Space quite a while already for the We Love Space. When was your first time though here in Ibiza?
A long time ago. First time coming here as a grown up, as an adult, was to play records in 2004, 2005. So I played with Smoking Joe down at the Blue Marlin on the beach. Like the most amazing thing ever. Yeah, it was great.
When did you start DJing?
1994.
And why did you start DJing? What was your passion in music? Did you study music? I don't know. What was the influence there?
Well, all my family are from music. My father was a professional drummer his whole life. My mother was in the Royal Ballet, and my family are all very, very musical. And I've always been into music. But yeah, when I was quite young, my older brother used to run these very illegal sort of electronic parties, and it was like the first time that I'd ever really heard electronic music. And to be really honest with you, when I first heard it, I didn't actually like it that much, because it was very just blah, 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 blah.
Exactly.
But yeah, I went to a nightclub once, and I watched a DJ called Tony DeVee play, and that
was it.
That was it. The way he played and the way he controlled everyone and that whole thing, I was just like, I just wanted to just to play records. So yeah.
Let's talk about the genre situation. What genre did you love the most when you were little? Because now you probably the music part of your life has developed, because obviously a lot of influences, everything changes. You're not dedicating yourself to just a one genre. But what did you love the most?
What did I love? I loved rice pudding when I was a kid.
And music-wise.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant just what I love. I used to love semolina. I don't really know, really. I mean, when I was kind of fortunate enough to sort of grow up in a household where, because my parents were quite free and easy with music. Like the first time I ever heard rap music, like 1987, 1980. I mean, I was like 6, 7 years old, and my mum actually sat me down and said, "Look, this is actually like rap music." Oh. So I grew up in a house where it was all very much like, well, it's just music. It's not like this is what you should be listening to and this is what you shouldn't be listening to. So when I was growing up, yeah, I just loved all it. I mean, I still love like Hall & Oates now. My dad used to play me those records all the time, and things like Otis Redding and stuff. It's really weird, like kind of funky soul kind of stuff. Because my parents were quite good party people.
Now you're a DJ producer. If you hadn't become a DJ producer, what have you been your profession, your career?
When I was a kid, I was really good at sport. So I thought that at one point I wanted to be a sports teacher. But then I realised that I was way too stupid to actually do it, because I literally failed everything in school. It's because when I was
very sportive, yeah.
Yeah, because when I was growing up as a kid, it was literally like I didn't go to school a lot. All I did was like play football and play cricket. And then when I found my ear, when I found my music, I just didn't go to school and just did music the whole time. You know what I mean?
If you would like to collaborate with someone, with a great artist, who would that be?
I would have loved to have done something with Harry Nilsson, but unfortunately he's not here anymore. I don't know, that's a really good question. No one's ever really asked me that one before. Yeah, I can't really actually off the top of my head actually think of anybody that drives me absolutely mental enough. I mean, because I mean there's a lot of people like in the electronic world that I'd love to do stuff with. I'd love to do some stuff with like Andrew Weatherall, because he just frightens me to death. But yeah, I can't really think of anybody off. That's a fucking good question.
So I'll leave you that one as a homework, and then next time we'll see each other, you're gonna tell me who's the one that you love to.
Don't get my homework, sorry.
And believe me, next time I'll see you, I will ask. I remember. What about the first time that you spin in a club? How was it? How was the sensation? Do you still remember where was it?
Yeah, I do definitely remember. The first time I actually played in a club where I actually got booked to play was a club in Cardiff in Wales, and it was a club called Club Eifelbach.
What's the name again?
Club Eifelbach.
All right.
Which is Welsh. I think it means like the Club of Wales, basically.
Okay.
So that was my first proper gig. Yeah, it was frightening.
Why?
Because I'm one of these people that, as you could probably tell, I don't get nervous, or I don't worry about stuff. I'm like, this is just wicked, you know, and I just went and I did it. And then after I finished, I was like, fuck, this is the most frightening thing in the world, because I just then suddenly realised that all I actually wanted to do was, because it was that one of those differences from seeing Tony DeVee play and then realising that's what I wanted to do. But then actually doing it, I was like, yeah, no, this is, and it changed my life, man. I was fucking 16, you know, and that was it. It was like, right, everything else, you know.
If you will receive a call from them telling you, you know, like, Jozif, you know, we want you to come back, would you go?
I'd totally go back. I'd fucking pay them to go back there. If that nightclub's still there, I don't know if anyone knows anyone in Cardiff, but if that club's still there, I'll definitely fucking go back. They probably won't have me back now, though. So,
Well, you never know. They might, you know, have, you know, like, you know, in their heart have you there. So, you might get a phone call.
You didn't hear me the first time I played there.
Probably that's why they never will call you. I know.
Like, I will call you, man. Don't call us.
What about the clubs? You travel a lot as well, you know, you play, yeah. But do you have any favorite clubs that you love to go, you know, like at least twice a year?
Well, I mean, it sounds a bit obvious. I mean, I love this nightclub, obviously. But, I mean, my favourite thing in the whole world is obviously Fabric.
Oh, okay.
Because, not only because my relationship with Judy and Craig and Keith and with that family, but just from a technical standpoint, the way that nightclub is actually set up really, really suits me. And so I adore that. But in saying that, you know, I did a show 2 weeks ago in Romania for a festival called Sun Waves. And I'm now addicted. Now I told them I would come back and play for free the next time. I have to go back there because
it was amazing.
Oh, it's just absolutely amazing because everybody was into it and everybody was kind of ready to go with me whatever way I went. They were super into their music. So I think what happens is when you spend a lot of time on tour, is that you have like these things where you go and do gigs and they're really good, and then every so often you do something that makes you go, fuck it now, you know, and it kind of raises the bar again, you know. So I mean, Some Ways definitely was something really special for me last time. But yeah, Fabric is the one. I think I've probably said it in every single interview for the last 27 years, but that's because, you know, for me, I just adore it in there, you know.
What about the public then, you know, the audience? Because every place, every city, each part of the world, to say, it's different. People say that here in Ibiza, it's completely different than the rest of the world. Do you really think that way too?
Yeah, I think, for sure. I think the thing about Ibiza is that because it's such a holiday destination that you have a whole group of people that all come here for one thing, and they just come basically just to party. And there are people from different nationalities, they're from different cultures and stuff, and everybody comes together just to sort of go, right, you know, and listen to some of the biggest DJs on the face of the planet. So it's a unique situation here, which is why for the 4 or 5 months that the island is rolling, it absolutely goes bonkers. That's why it makes it as special as it is.
I believe that is a tremendous pressure as well. You know that probably when you're behind the decks, obviously you're doing your thing. You know you're gonna have fun, but you might encounter a certain type of crowd that it's gonna be difficult to make it, you know, jump and dance.
For sure, no, I totally agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more. I think that before I started like playing here regularly, I took that for granted. You know, I just kind of like, oh well, I'm just gonna turn up and do my thing, you know. And then you get to a point when you realise that there's a massive responsibility on you. You know, it's what goes back to what I was saying to you before about DJing is about everybody else, whereas writing music is about me, because DJing really, you have to entertain people. So if you came here and just did your thing and it didn't work, you know, there's a lot of people that are like, look, this is my holiday, you've got to entertain me a little bit. So it's about, I think, doing your thing within your boundaries, but making sure that everyone has a really, really good time. Because, like I say, they are here and they're like, come on, entertain me. you're like a dancing monkey, you know. They're like, dance, come on. You're like, oh, okay.
Definitely. Yeah. It's a hard job, you know. DJing is not that easy, and then plus when you produce as well, you have another responsibilities of showing the world who you are inside, you know.
I couldn't agree with you more. You're amazing.
There you go.
She's amazing.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is your light that is enlightening me. That's it. Yeah.
Ever. This is amazing. amazing. Usually it's just like, Sarah, how was your flight?
No.
When did you start DJing? This is
This is good. We are having a conversation. This is the important thing. Yes.
This is the best thing about not actually doing the interview. You're not asking me questions and I'm answering. We're having a conversation. I love it.
Yeah. Have you ever played in Italy though?
I have played in Italy quite a lot. And Cocorico was a good one.
Oh, why?
Yeah. It was my first time. That was a big one.
So are you coming next?
I don't know when I'm going. I haven't been out there for a while, actually. I did a lot of stuff out there in a very short space of time. I used to live there when I was younger.
Where?
In Pavia.
Pavia.
Yeah.
How was the experience there?
It was difficult.
Yeah, I can bet.
Yeah. I went there because I was in love with somebody, and this person was like, I'm going to school in Pavia for a year. So I said, I love you. I must come with you.
I'm coming, my love.
Yeah, and she kind of went, all right, if you want. So I went and played records in various bars and didn't really have a good time.
No. Probably wasn't the right place to be.
Not really, no at all.
Kind of quiet.
Yeah, very, very poco.
A little bit.
Poco, no.
Un poco troppo, no? Un po' troppo.
Poco troppo, sì?
Sì. Va benissimo. So, you grew up in London?
Yeah, I was born there. I grew up there when I was a kid, yeah. And moved around a little bit. I moved to a place called Bristol, which is sort of, I mean, it's quite cool now, Bristol. Well, it was actually quite cool when I lived there, but lived there for a bit and then broke up with my ex-girlfriend. Actually, no, she broke up with me.
Pavia girl?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a good choice, though.
Yeah, well, she actually, I actually say this, it's really strange, is that my girlfriend, she's here somewhere, my now girlfriend, and she hates it when I talk about her, but the thing is that it was like the best thing that ever happened to me, because she left me, and I was like, this is the worst thing in the world, so I was like, fuck it, I'm going to move back to London, and that was it. So it goes back to those things that we were saying before about those decisions that you make. Sometimes somebody else makes a decision for you, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because I then just came back to London, concentrated on my music, and
that's it.
Here we are.
Yes, that you are. You know, like, things changes and everything changes for a reason, people says. You know, that's
and it's just what you make of those changes. Sometimes something can happen and you think this is fucking awful. Yeah. But then you have to try and make what happens out of that.
Exactly. So you just have to continue living. You know, that's it, and then just go with the flow and say, okay, this is happening for what reason.
I think as long as you're, it sounds a little bit much, but as long as you're true to yourself, and as long as you're just being you, when something terrible happens, you know, you just kind of think, well, as long as I just keep doing my thing, I know what I'm doing is right, even though that was really fucked up. Yeah. I know what's going to happen is going to be right for me.
You have to maintain your beliefs, you know?
Exactly.
That's it. Yeah. But returning to the music conversation, you know, like it's been a while that the music electronic scene has been changing for a bit. You've been coming to Ibiza for quite a few years already. You've been DJing and producing for a very long time. What is the change that you have seen lately? Because I think also Ibiza has become a little commercial.
Well, no.
Can I say that?
Well, yeah, you can. You can say whatever you want. I'm not quite. I mean, commercial is a really strange word. I mean, to me, it's like if you're going to be successful, you're going to end up, you know, being popular and making money. So that then makes you like commercial. Commercial's not necessarily a bad word. I think I'm
talking more about the music-wise, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, for me, I think, particularly from an underground perspective, from what I've seen anyway, is the fact that there are loads of different sounds and scenes coming together. Like, there's a lot of the old garage stuff that's coming back, and like, there's a guy here called T. Williams who's like an amazing producer and an amazing DJ. He used to do a lot of like grimy and bass music in London. You know, now he's writing sort of all housey stuff, but still with that garagey kind of infused kind of sound. So I think in the underground scene, anyway, there is a lot of different sounds that are all coming together, and it's a lot more free now. Like dubstep people are playing house records, and DJs are playing like dubstep records. Yes. So I think that when you sort of go, you know, like across the road, if you go to Avicii or you go to Swedish House Mafia, those people aren't really the same. It's not even the same conversation. No. I don't think. You know, that's a different thing altogether. So I'm not in that, and I don't know anything about it. You know, those are a group of people that seem like they're really good at what they do, and they're very, very successful. So fair play to them. You know, it's not my thing, but you know, it's that whatever.
So we come back to the conversation as before. You know, as long as you follow your beliefs, you're good and go on.
It's just music at the end of the day for me. You know, it's like I might listen to, you know, Swedish House Mafia or Skrillex records and go. Yeah. You know, I don't really like that, but that doesn't mean that record's shit.
Exactly.
There's you know, I mean, Dead Mouse and Skrillex have probably got about like 10 million likes on their Facebook.
Exactly.
Just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's shit. There's a whole bunch of people that would disagree with me. So, you know, to me, it's just about sound. It's just about the music, and I do my thing, and I love Duncan Ash. I love Ivan Schmag, who's playing here later. You know, and those guys are something totally different. So.
Yeah, definitely. It's about taste. It's about choices. Whatever. You know, I might not like classical music, but I love rock and roll, to tell you, and that's my choice.
But
yeah.
That's the thing, actually, is that my girlfriend Hannah's here. Actually, I don't know where she is. She loves classical music, and it's one of those things where I wish that I loved it, but I listen to it, and there are elements of it that I really, really love. Excuse me, but there's a lot of it that I just don't understand. That doesn't mean it's not very good.
Exactly.
I'm just like going, do you know what? This ain't for me.
Yeah.
You know, what I can't stand is people that listen to a certain sound or listen to a certain type of music and then go, that's shit.
Yeah, that's not good.
Well, it isn't though, is it? Because it's not a bad piece of music. You know, it's just because you don't like it. So.
Yeah, you cannot criticize that way, you know, like you have to learn to how we accept things in life, you know, like we don't go through anybody else's way of living. We have the same of music, you know.
Exactly. It's like, you know, people don't, they don't necessarily go, well, you know, I don't live my life the way as you do. You know, you can't say, yeah, the way you live your life is shit. You know, it's the same fucking thing, you know.
Absolutely. We're having a great conversation. I'm loving to meet you. You know, like this is fantastic. When is going to be the next time you're going to be here in Ibiza?
I'm here next Sunday. I'm back again.
Okay, so next Sunday we'll be here back again. Cool. Then.
Well, yeah, I'm staying here for a week. I'm going to do a radio show on Wednesday.
Ibiza Global Radio?
No, at Sonica.
At Sonica, okay.
So I'm going to do one on Wednesday afternoon. I'm going to go get the car and then go to Santa Eulalia.
Nice.
Because I haven't been there since I was a kid, so I'm going to take my girlfriend up there.
Do you still have the home there?
No, unfortunately not.
Oh.
No, but I'm going to go and stand outside it.
Okay.
And point it. Probably the people that live in there now are going to be like, what the fuck are you doing outside my house? They'll be like, I used to live here.
This was my house before.
Yeah. I might just knock on the door and try and walk in and like, can I just come in for a little while? I used to live here. I'm pretty sure
you might just
they might call the police.
No, well, I don't think they're going to have fun, you know, seeing you there. But maybe you can plan of buying a home here since you love it so much.
Maybe, yeah.
In the future, we never know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't have enough money to buy a house in England, let alone buy a house in Ibiza. But yeah, maybe I could get a camper van.
Me neither.
Yeah, I get a tent. I could get a tent outside.
All right, we're just having so much fun with Jozif here at Radio Kiss Kiss. We thank you very much for having, you know, a little bit of your time with us because we've been having so much fun. Thank you for making us dance, and we'll see you for sure next Sunday here in Space. Thank you.
Grazie, bambina.
Yeah, say hello to our listeners.
Hello listeners, this is Joseph on Kiss Kiss.
Grande, questo è Jozif per Radio Kiss Kiss, sempre desde Ibiza insieme a Marisol. Vi mando un bacione e un abbraccione, hasta mañana. Mua.
Ti amo.
Anche io.